how we ride. This is how we do. Ride must line up higher in the
All the subjects.
But yeah, everyone needs a therapist. The only people who need therapists are those who don't have friends. They're just
No, I told you in the interview, I had therapy for 10 years from when I was 22 to 32.
Did it actually help, Joe?
It did me. It was good for me. I can only speak from my own experience.
Correct.
I learned a lot. I'm glad I did it. I can't imagine living and not did it. I didn't drown myself in nicotine and caffeine
and
like
alcohol,
you
right?
To hide.
Right.
See, you're hiding from the pain of your whatever's
No.
your shortcomings.
No.
I
mean, I do nicotine and drink for social purposes to have fun.
No, you don't. It's social. You're in a basement. What social purpose is that? Come on.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of social purposes. It could be on the
show.
show.
Come on, you got issues with your dad and your
mom.
No,
I've already dealt with all those things. I sit here with Sean. We have fun. We watch the game. We enjoy ourselves. We go out to eat. I know you don't know nothing about going out to eat and seeing the world.
Yeah. And you're out of shape and you're flabby and you're drinking and you're smoking. And
normal people
you got caffeine. You're loading your system up with drugs. You can't get through the day. You're hooked. You're hooked on your caffeine.
There is a chemical addiction to nicotine and
that's right.
certain things.
You're chemically addicted because you're weak and you have mental issues.
Well, I mean, that's what somebody who doesn't do those things says to make themselves feel better.
I'm not saying it feel better. It's fact.
It's not fact, Joe.
You're saying you like to be hooked on chemicals? You love to suck on that straw every 8 seconds? You're going to suck on the straw every 8 seconds?
I'm not sucking
like
on the
straw.
Like a little
baby with a bottle?
This is perception, back to perception and reality. But at the end of the day, no, I don't think what you're saying is correct at all. I mean, I think people can...
Of course you're not. Of course you're not.
No,
you're blocking. You're uneducated.
No, okay, fine, Joe.
You're sucking on that straw like your little baby on a bottle.
But
then
this
you got
is
your
back
chew,
to
and then you're
perspective
vaping.
versus reality. I'm not sucking on the straw. I'm spitting in the straw. So you don't even know what you're talking about,
What's
Joe.
the difference? What's
There's
the
a big
difference? You have a chemical. You're chemically dependent. You're an addict.
Versus rejection, Joe.
You're an addict. You're hooked on chemicals, whatever they are. It doesn't matter.
Okay. And?
You're mentally weak. You can't cope.
Okay. Without
you can't
nicotine.
cope with the world.
I'm curious on your perspective here. What do you mean, Joe?
I explained exactly what I mean.
Okay, so
you have
chemically
issues
addictive.
that you can't deal with, so you're trying to numb the pain.
Chemically addiction to nicotine.
That's
correct?
right.
That's what you're saying. That's one.
Yeah.
And you're saying I'm weak because I can't not have the nicotine.
That's right.
Two. But then you're also saying, and I get it. You're also saying that the reason I want the nicotine to be addicted to that is because you need some kind of mental distraction to not face the realities of hatred or past or whatever mental issues that the nicotine and the addiction to the nicotine or the chemical is masking, correct?
That's right. It's dulling your senses.
Right.
You have multiple things going on here.
I'm just making sure we understand where you're coming from. I want to know what you're talking about.
Well, there you explained it pretty well.
Yeah, I know. Right.
That's America. America's addicted on junk food, sugar, fat, painkillers,
bush lattes,
the opiates. It's an epidemic.
Right.
Obesity.
Correct.
And that's the life. When you were a young man, you said, I can't wait to be old because I can't wait to put chemicals into my body. That was your dream.
I don't think it happens that simply, but I guess.
You said, when I was in high school, what do you hope when you're an adult? I hope I have a weight problem and I have to, how much money do you spend on these vices?
I try to spend as little as possible because there's a lot of guilt tied to the expenditure. There's a lot of guilt tied to the expenditure, yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Because you know in your heart it's wrong. You have issues you can't face.
But there's plenty of things people do that are wrong.
That's right. We have to separate the winners from the losers. People are weak.
Right, correct.
Are we done with this subject?
No,
what
it
do we need to
depends.
do?
Well, then now you have to get down to the psychosis of what winning is. What is winning, Joe?
What does winning have to do with anything? Why
Well,
are you
because
using that word?
no, because you said you have to separate the winners from the losers. So what is winning?
That's right. Living a healthy, productive life.
Okay. And what is that? When you live a healthy, productive life, what do you receive as a life in that exchange? Because I wouldn't consider your life great at all, or productive, or rewarding at all. It sounds very depressing and sad. I figure my life,
is
even though
sad.
I'm in this chemically
My life
addictive,
is
hiding
sad.
from dad or whatever you tried to say, I feel like my
Wait,
life
let's
is
get back to
pretty.
my-
I'm
you're
just
saying
saying,
my
Joe, if
life
you want to
is-
get real, I just feel like my life is way better than yours. My actual life. You
Based
could
on-
die tomorrow. The world could end tomorrow. I feel like I
Yeah.
look at my life as way better than yours already because I'm lived a little bit. So
You've
and this
lived.
is what people say when they party and they drink and they go out. And
Yeah.
this is a defense to this aspect of things.
So
They say
partying and
that they
drinking
went
is-
out and they've lived and they experienced, or they
That's
went to
living.
Australia, or they
Party-
went and met this person, or they met that
Partying and
person.
drinking.
No, not just partying,
Drinking is
Joe.
living.
No. Not
saying
just partying,
drinking is-
Joe. Not just drinking, Joe. Going out, seeing people, meeting people, talking to people,
Yeah.
learning different ways of life, going to Australia, driving across the country. All these things are a part of living, and they're not just drinking
Yeah.
and drugs. So, what is winning in the
And
essence?
having no
Is it
financial
Is it
concern.
financial, Joe?
Having
Is it,
no
what is
no
it?
financial security at all.
Okay, what is okay? So does financial security provide you with the aspect, as I started this off with? What is the aspect or perception of what winning is? Is winning the financial security?
Part of it.
Is that
part of it?
Well, that's why it's a perspective, because
It's
that's your
part of it.
perspective of winning.
So just being a party boy and running around and having no money and not knowing what your life's going to lead to, and just being like a 10-year-old running around at recess is success.
Well, I don't know. I see. Well, party boy is one aspect to view what
Great.
some people do. I
Yeah.
don't think that I fall in the party boy category. I mean, you may think that, but I mean, going and doing things and covering things and talking about stuff and experiencing racing events and trying to help people or whatever you call what I'm doing. I guess that's party boy to you, but
Yeah.
there's more than just party boy, but that's how you see it. That's why it's perspective. Perspective is very important.
What's the financial security you got? You got a house?
No,
You got a car?
no,
You got any retirement fund?
no. I got a life.
You got nothing.
I got a life.
You got nothing.
What do you have?
got nothing.
Joe. What life do you have? I feel bad for you sometimes.
I have everything I want.
Okay, well then that's back to perspective of what is winning. That's why I asked.
You have no discipline.
Okay, that's
You're like
not
a little
true.
kid
That's
running
your
around.
perspective.
You have no.
So discipline
You have
to
no real
you is
business.
like I feel like this is the truth. Discipline to you sometimes is like you would rather sit in your shop and work than go eat hot salsa and chips and talk to a person in the world. I don't see that as discipline, but that's perspective. I understand that you're going to be very more financial secure and all these things, but life isn't financial security. Life is finite. Financial security will go away.
So everybody who goes to work and holds a job,
No.
they're all wasting their time.
No.
They're all
because
wrong.
There's different ways to make money. So it's
So
a part
nobody
of the
should be
mainstay
saving
of
money.
the
No one should
perspective
buy a
of
house. No one should invest money. No one should do anything.
No, I
Just party away.
feel like everything I've spent is an investment. So I mean, outside of the nicotine and I guess $20 on a bush latte, I guess that's not a financial investment. But when I invest $1,200 to go to Australia, or I invest money to go to a race event, or I invest money to do this
That's
or
not
do that, or
investing
invest
money.
money in a
That's spending
microphone,
money on a
or
vacation.
for instance, if I invest money in a microphone so that my voice is better, so we can have, or this camera we're on. These are all investments that are into something. Who knows what it is, what it's for? It makes some kind of money. Obviously, the IRS agrees. So, I mean, it's not as simple. This is why I say it's perspective-based.
How old are you? 40?
37.
Okay. In 15 years, we'll see how good this looks.
We'll find out, yes. All
That's
I know
right.
is within the next 15 years, I'm going to go out, I'm going to meet people, I'm going to live.
Great.
I'm going to do my best
Meet people.
I'm going to do my best to appreciate what God gave me every day, and that is to live. And if it ends up being bad, and it does, okay, well then in 30 years I'm dead, just like you will be eventually, and 100 years will come by like that. And everyone that we know right now will be gone.
That's right. We're all going to die.
Right. So it's
why
like,
go
what are
out
we
and-
doing here? You're supposed to live. That's what life is about.
So you're feeling you're a bigger success in life than I am.
I'm not saying bigger success. You started out with the
That's what you
insults,
said.
Joe. I'm not talking about success.
I'm-
That's why I said,
I'm-
what
I'm
is the
repeating what you
perspective
said.
of winning? I added a different
You don't think-
perspective. I added a different perspective of what winning in life might be. You disagree. You think it's different. You think it's these other things. I'm just adding a different perspective of what winning might be.
Well, I don't know anybody that agrees with you winning.
That's fine. It's perspective.
Well, sure. You can keep throwing that word around.
Right. Well, perspective is huge. What about the people born on an
Yeah.
island somewhere that have no idea what the concept of money even is? I mean, it's all perception.
So you're giving yourself reasons not to work.
I feel like I work all day, every day. And if you know anyone who's around me, that's all I ever do. It's not your work.
Okay.
It's not it's some of it's contracted, but it's not your version of work. But I work all day, every day. I honestly hate laziness, personally. You can ask Sean, do I hate laziness?
Yep.
I hate Sean. Because I do work all day, every day. It's not your work. It's not 9 to 5. It's not that. It's like wake up to go to sleep. It's not, like I said, some of it's contract, some of it's not. But all I do is work. I do not have unproductive days. That doesn't exist to me. Unproduction does not exist. All I do is produce, period.
Yeah.
That's all I ever do, Joe.
Okay. Well, let's go back to that's your perspective. If you feel great about what you're doing, that's fantastic.
It doesn't have to do with feeling. It has to do with reality.
Yeah.
Now, the judgment of that reality versus your reality
Now
is
wait,
based
some
on
guy
numbers,
says I'm complaining
Joe.
now. Now they're saying I'm complaining. It all started with Joe and his therapist.
This is true. This is okay.
That's right.
That is a true statement, actually. That is where it actually spurred.
That's right.
But this is good.
It was one of the best things I ever did. I faced my own reality.
I honestly, Joe, I don't think that therapist worked out if you're not enjoying the life on a daily basis.
How do you know what I'm enjoying and not enjoying? It's all a party?
No,
Being an
it's
adult
not
is
all
just
a
a party?
Joe. Okay, what is a party
You're
about
saying I should
going to a
enjoy every
restaurant
single
and
day?
eating?
Every day should just be a fun fest?
No,
a
every day
pickle
should
fight
not be
over
a
here?
fun fest. No one said these things, Joe. Don't exaggerate the
said this.
statements.
You just said it.
No, I said that you should get a nice suit, get your hair done.
I don't own a suit.
Well,
I'm
that's
not
why
wearing
I
a
said
suit.
go to the Best Man's Warehouse and rent one, and
You
fucking
keep talking about something
walk
I'm not
up
doing.
into the damn King of the West banquet and own their asses. That's what I'm talking about.
Going
I'm not
out
talking
to
about
dinner
going
is
out
winning.
and partying and hardying. I don't. There's a big difference.
I
Joe.
want to go out to dinner and watch a bunch of fat, overweight people eat in a restaurant.
God,
That's
Joe.
what I want to do for fun.
No, it's not about them. It's about you. Did your therapist not ever teach you these things? It's not about them. It's about you.
I like how you think you're smarter than me.
I'm not talking about being smarter. I'm talking about what you should do at this King of the West banquet, Joe.
Well, you're lecturing me like you're smart. I got a guy in a basement hooked on chemicals telling me what I should do.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. That doesn't relate, Joe. I'm talking about going to the King of the West banquet and spitting in their face without spitting in their face.
I don't go to banquets. I never went to banquets or award shows when I was a kid.
You spun me trying to tell you to get your hair done and put on a suit and piss these people off to sitting in a restaurant watching fat people eat. I don't know how
I don't care about these people. Why would I waste time going to people I'm not interested in?
I thought you were decently interested in Justin Sanders winning the King of the West title. I thought that was a thing, but I guess not. I mean,
what does him winning the title have to do with the banquet?
Because that's where the champion of the series is crowned after winning the title.
I'm sure Justin would want to see you there.
Yeah, I'm sure Justin would want you there. Do you not think Justin wants you there? I mean, Meatree?
When my car won races, you know this, I didn't go to Victory Lane. I told Justin not to say my name.
Okay, well, I think the therapist should have helped you in that department. There's
I'm not looking for adulation from
deserved.
anybody. I don't want people. I'm not looking for my picture to be taken. I don't need my name on the loudspeaker.
Okay, that's fine. Your name's not going to be on the loudspeaker, but I think that side of you needs to take a back seat in this one moment of life, and you potentially should say fuck it, and for one day I'm gonna show up with the suit and my hair done and Michael Jackson gloves and fucking say fuck you as we just beat y'all for King of the West, Tarleton's. I'm just saying. I thought that was an important thing to you.
But
I
don't. Why would I be negative towards the Tarletons?
No,
we beat them. I don't. Why? I'm not looking for revenge or vendetta. If he wins, I'm happy. If he doesn't win, I'll be disappointed. I don't.
Right. Okay.
Say I'm going to show somebody up because Justin won. If he wins, that's his world. He accomplished it. Him and Demo, and it's not my place to go there.
But well, then what's going to be a big moment or accomplishment for you, Joe? I would assume that this moment would be a huge accomplishment in Joe Von Schriltz's life to see Justin Sanders win the King of the West championship. Then what if that's not going to be it, then what is going to be a point in life that is worth some form of celebration or some form of celebration? That's the best way to say it. Accomplishment or something, yeah. What's going to be valuable enough for you to be Tom Brady on the stage and hoist the trophy and be proud of that moment? I think he hung up. I think he did. He hung up. Don't know what to say. I mean, was I being mean or something? Or I was just trying to encourage like a moment. Or no? What did I do? Let's see if it goes to voicemail.
What?
Well, what do you mean? What? I thought you accidentally hung up again.
No.
So you clicked
I don't know
in.
what hung up.
Okay.
I don't know why it hung up.
Oh, so you didn't click end. It just happened.
Yeah, it just happened. I wouldn't hang up on people. I'm not rude.
The fat bum hooked on chemicals is suggesting that you, for one day, if Justin Sanders wins, for one day, you go fucking Pretty Woman. You remember Julia Roberts? You remember when Richard Gere picked her up in the fucking, DeLorean? And he's like, all right, go get a nice suit and get dressed up and we'll go to a dinner. You remember that day? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think if Justin Sanders wins the championship, you should have that Rodeo Drive moment. And this banquet should be your dinner with Richard Gere.
Well, that's fine. You think that?
Oh, come on! I thought I was there. I know you
It
had.
has nothing to do with me.
Oh my! Yes, it has everything to do with you, Joe. The chemicals are talking, Joe.
I think people want me. They want me off the show.
Shut up!
They
You
want-
can't read the comments, Joe. I've tried to tell you this twice.
What's the best part of the show?
Oh, I do put them on the
Because
screen.
he was
so.
judging. He was judging your life and dirty habits.
It doesn't matter, Gregory Nardone. It's fine. That's what Joe does. People do that. First of all, judgments are natural. You people, you go to the fucking your fast food restaurants and you say, "Oh, I don't like chicken." Well, the fucking chicken literally sacrificed its life to be on the menu, and you disregard it. It's so mean, but
But But
did they not
how
understand,
about
Joe,
this?
that somebody
Okay.
died? Like
Okay.
a living
let me
being
let me
died
run this
to
by
be
you.
on the menu. But anyway.
Let me run this by you. Okay, I got an idea, Chaz. You ready? I got an idea. You
Yes.
ready? Okay. I go to the banquet. You quit vaping and drinking.
No, don't have to. And if that's your response to my suggestion, then okay.
Yeah,
You have a choice.
I know. I'm giving you a choice and me a
No,
choice.
you're not.
you
You're
know.
not giving a choice. You're giving a trade, a mandate, a thought, a barter.
You're hooked on chemicals, and
I'm
you're
not
too weak
bartering.
to
No,
stop.
my addiction to nicotine and alcohol, it has nothing to do with you going into a fucking banquet. You're trying to make it about that. That
Yeah,
has
but you could
nothing to do
use
with
the
it.
extra money you're spending on your vices, and you could invest it in the stock
$6.
market.
I mean, okay.
But you're not going to do it.
Because I don't have to. It's choice, Joe. And like I
But
say,
then you're going to complain that
you don't.
people
You
aren't
could no.
complain that people aren't giving you money.
You can suggest or try to make a deal or whatever for me to do it. Just
But
like
you're
I can
complaining-
suggest and make a deal or whatever for you to try to do what you want. But you have the choice ultimately to do what you want to do.
That's right. But
Right.
You're
And I have a
complaining
choice to
that
have
people,
these vices. Yes. And I don't have to.
and then you complain that people don't give you money because you need
I
to buy
haven't complained
these
all
vices.
night about people not giving me money. I asked for super chats because we're on here for 4 hours. I'm not complaining about it.
Yesterday you complained that you got no super chat money because you
It
need
does
money
suck
for your
to sit here for
vaping.
4 hours and provide something and get nothing for it. That does suck. That's commonly
But
understood.
maybe people say, I don't want to pay for his vices. They're helping you.
Well, that's fine. Sure.
Someone asked if I have a family. What do they mean, family?
They're worried about you, Joe. I mean, you won't go to a fucking banquet. I mean, this is what I'm saying.
Chaz. But you can't quit. Can you go a day without vaping?
Yeah.
He has.
Yeah, I've went plenty of days without vaping, Joe. What are you talking about?
But then why do you go back to the vaping? What urge is in you that you need to vape?
My understanding of mortality, Joe.
So I'm not sure about the connection there.
Well, the only reason vaping would be bad for me is that it could ultimately lead to a earlier date of death, I think.
That doesn't concern you.
Well, my understanding of mortality is why I do it, though. Because
You want to die fast.
no, because I know that your date of death cannot be controlled. And I'm not going to sit here and think that because I make a decision that date changes.
You're saying living healthy does not make for a longer life.
Well, I mean, my dad technically lived very healthy, but he died from skin cancer at like 48 years old.
So
Because
you're
he
saying
worked
that when
because he
doctors
worked
say
outside too long, in the sun
when
of
you
Texas
when
or
you
whatever.
exercise,
You can
when you
exercise all
exercise-
these things, you can do them all, and you can still die driving a car down the street. The understanding of true
But-
mortality is why I don't
so the reason
think
there's no
twice.
point in even really exercising or living healthy. There's no reason to do it.
No, there's reasons to do it, but this is also why I don't vape sometimes, because I do think it's bad to put anything in your lungs but oxygen. So that's why I go times without vaping. But, I mean, You're right there in, Fremont, California, Joe. Have you not studied the air quality of your area, especially the industrial parts? Like the air quality of your area is possibly more toxic than any vape I can hit in the Midwest of the Americas.
Send me the article.
There's plenty of articles, Joe. Look at
Send
the air
me
quality of
one
California,
article when I go to bed.
especially when you have your wildfires, Joe, and the jet
putting,
streams.
Sucking a chemical into your lungs directly is not as bad as living in Fremont.
I mean,
Send me the article.
Well, I'm just saying, Joe, once again, you're trying to say that XYZ will prevent XYZ. I simply say that if you do XYZ, you could. I mean, you have a big question mark in all the things that you're saying, Joe. Because the oldest man in America smoked cigars and drank whiskey. He's 114 years old right now.
You're going to take the outliers again.
What are you talking about?
So you're saying all the doctors, all the research is wrong. Because we can all die of a heart attack tomorrow, there's no point in living healthy.
No, I don't agree with that at all. I think there's certain things that are okay and not okay, but I'm not here to make somebody do it. I'm simply suggesting that you put a fucking suit on.
This guy said get out and have
fun. It blows my mind. All I have to do is suggest you go to a fucking banquet and get outside of the shop for a day and talk, well, not talk shit, but show some happiness for a day, and you pirouette to drugs and alcohol. I don't understand it, Joe.
I'm saying this. Here's what I'm saying in closing. This 3 minutes, still 3 minutes, right?
Sure.
If you had the discipline and the mindset to say, you know what, I'm going to spend the next year, because I've done this. I've done things like I did 100 push-ups a day for a year. Just it was something to do. Could I do it? 100 push-ups at least a day, every day of the year. I set a goal. Could you do it? He said, you know what? I'm not changing my show. I'm going to change. I'm not going to buy baseball cards. I'm not buying football cards. I'm not vaping. I'm not drinking. All that money I'm going to put in an Index 500 mutual fund. I'm going to spend that time doing sit-ups and push-ups and riding a bike and going for walks and drinking water. And I'm going to get every dime I make and I'm going to save it. And I'm going to be smart. I'm still going to do my interviews. I'm still going to travel when I want to travel. I'm just going to tighten up things a little bit. I'm just going to be a little more disciplined.
All right.
I'm just going to be a little smarter. I'm not changing who I am. I'm still going to go to the races. I'm still going to be the Chaz. It's just knocking the rough corners off to be a little sharper. That's kind of what Justin. You were talking about Justin not succeeding against the ASCS 5 years ago, yesterday, right?
It wasn't good.
And I thought about this. I thought about what you were saying, and I went back and I looked at it, and I thought about things. He's not now who he was 5 years ago. He's way better. He's learned. He was with Swindells. He was with Joe Moody with the Macris. He was around me. He was around Tim Green. He's around Willie Kane. He's learned. He's changed. He's morphed. He's improved. He's changed his ways. He's gotten smarter. He's gotten better. He's improved. He didn't change who he was. He didn't sell out, but he became aware of things. He became aware of things and got a little smarter and took advice from people. And, sometimes it was good advice. Sometimes it was bad advice. But he was open-minded to change and improvement. He didn't get where he got because he just drove around in a circle. He's not who he was 5 years ago. He's way better at his craft. It's Steph Curry. When he was a rookie, he didn't become Steph Curry because he just showed up at practice. He dedicated himself. He changed. He did different training regimens. He put the time in.
I don't think this is a good example. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. I think what you're explaining is somebody who didn't gamble enough. Justin Sanders could be a World of Outlaws sprint car high limit driver right now if he gambled a little more.
But what? Who
He went
wants to be that?
conservative. He went conservative. Fine. He's going to have a nice life. His woman
Who
is
wants
very.
to be a
His
World
woman
of
is
Outlaw
very. His
driver?
woman is very nice. He's going to have a good
Who wants to
life,
be a
and he's
World of
going to
Outlaw driver?
He's going to win King of the West. That's fine. I just
But
don't.
who wants to be an
I
outlaw
consider
driver?
Justin Sanders somebody who did not gamble enough, and that is only fueling what I'm talking about. I'm just
But
saying,
who wants
Joe.
to be a World of Outlaw driver? What's the glory in that?
I mean, if you're going to drive sprint cars, what the fuck else are you doing with your life?
He's winning races and
Okay,
he's making
winning
money.
races and he's staying over there
Is
local and
Craig
King of the
Kinzer-
West. Okay. What do you want to be?
So you're saying
do you want to
Craig-
win or do
Craig
you want to
Kinzer's
lose?
the
Back to
goal.
perspective of what winning is. In my
Who
opinion,
wants to be an
Justin
outlaw
Sanders,
driver?
even if he
Who
wins,
cares about that outlaw?
I'm just saying, even if Justin Sanders wins King of the West in the racing world, he's still a loser. And he could have gambled.
Well, everybody's a loser.
He could
David
have
Gravel's a
gambled.
loser.
He could have gambled on his life a little more and could potentially be bigger and better than he is. That's unfortunately what I believe.
So what's bigger? That's what you. But what's being an outlaw? Is Craig Kinzer better?
There's a
Noah
real
Gass?
good. There's a real good video. I invite you to go look and research. It's called Kid Rock, Dark and Gray. It's a music video. And in that music video, it shows a kid who is singing songs or whatever, and he walks by a bar, and when he walks by the bar, one part of himself walks into the bar and gambles and talks to people, and the other part of himself walks away and goes to a job. And the person who walks into the bar ends up being Kid Rock in the music video. And the person who walks away and goes and gets a job ends up in a nice house, mowing his yard on a riding lawnmower with a wife who really doesn't love him. The message in that is that if you don't gamble on yourself, you will become mediocre in life. How big do you think you can be? And that's why I'm not trying to disrespect Justin in the choice. I'm simply saying, with the example of Justin, I see Justin as the person who walked on by. And I don't want to be that. So if that's the example you're giving me, I don't want to be that. I believe in more than what you see here on this channel, I guess.
Misunderstood everything. The lack of education and awareness,
Okay.
you completely misunderstood. You don't even know what I'm saying.
I do understand what you're saying. You're
No,
talking
you
about.
don't. You're just saying it. You're
No,
just saying it. You
no,
didn't hear
I
a
was
thing
listening
I
to
said.
everything you had to say, Joe.
Your lack of education and awareness is keeping you in a basement with no money. And I'm
Okay.
trying to smarten you up, and I try to clearly put an example out there, and you just brick wall me like this guy said,
No.
and you just don't understand how the world
No,
works.
the expectation is different, Joe.
The world needs ditch diggers too, Danny, and that's what you are. You're
Okay.
never gonna be any more than you are.
You can keep calling me a ditch digger all you want and keep on saying that. But
Yeah.
check in 10 years and see what happens.
I will. I'm going to check in 10 years.
I'm going to show you what God can do in 10 years. Keep denying.
God, it's God's going to do it for you.
That's called belief. I know you don't have much. You only have belief in that stock market and what you can do in your shop every day, but
I believe in the reality of what I accomplished, not
reality.
some pie in the sky old man that's going to somehow turn my life around.
I didn't call God a man, but you did. That's fine. I think it's
You're
non-binary.
hiding behind God's going to make you successful.
No,
God's going to do it.
You have to believe in something. If you don't believe in something that has a plan
You're
for
lecturing me.
You will lack.
You're
and
lecturing
you will
me
fail.
about life. A guy in a
No,
basement.
I'm not lecturing you on life, Joe. I'm lecturing you on belief because you lack a lot of it.
You know nothing about my beliefs. Zero.
You're describing it for me. I don't have to know anything.
You like
about
twisting things around.
I'm not
You're
twisting it,
uneducated.
Joe. I'm talking about
You're a
belief.
bumpkin. You're a bumpkin. You're from the South.
Okay.
You don't know anything.
Country bumpkin, yes. turn to insults when you
Country
lose the
bumpkin's
debate.
going to yell, but he's going to talk about. He's going to try to turn around this God thing on Joe.
No, it's
He's
not
more
turning
godly
God
than
things
Joe.
on you. It's a belief.
That's all you're
system.
talking about.
No, I'm talking about belief systems. You believe in what you see, reality, and what you can add up and
you
what
got
you can
nothing.
calculate. I don't.
You're just over there trying to make yourself feel better with your nothing.
I'm not trying to
You're
make
going
myself
nowhere.
feel better, Joe. I'm telling you what I feel or think. It's my perspective.
That's
it's fine
right.
if you disagree.
That's right. Your thinking is leading you down a road of going nowhere.
Well, and I don't think that you can define that. If you think you can, that's great for you, but I don't think that you can define that. I think that there's a higher power in control more than you.
Everybody who's homeless on the street thought they were going to be successful 20 years earlier.
Well, I mean, Jim Carrey came from a car in the fucking side of the road. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen out there that you can't predict.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, you're going to be Jim Carrey then. I'll see you in the movies.
Well, I'm simply saying, Joe, there's a lot of people who came from nothing who became something. So you can't say that. You can't define people based on their certain statures. You can. I mean, obviously the probability is on your side because there's a lot of losing situations that end up losing. But then there's a lot of losing situations that end up winning too. But that's where belief comes into play. That's belief.
You can believe whatever you want. You can believe you're going to hit the lottery tomorrow. Go play.
Exactly. That is very true.
You can sit and believe what you want. It's fantasy land.
I mean, everything's a fantasy, Joe. We're living a fantasy.
That's right. So everyone going to college and learning a trade and going to a company and working.
I'm not trying to degrade that. That's not what I'm doing. You're simply trying to degrade me. And that's fine.
I'm questioning.
You disagree with it.
I don't use the word degrade. I'm questioning.
Well, you
have
said
no
some
financial
pretty degrading things along the way, but okay, you're questioning it.
You have no financial plan. You have no business plan. It's all hope and dreams, and God's going to save you.
No, I have skills that I develop, and I try to expand every day, all the time. That's why I work all the time. I don't live. I don't live a low effort life, Joe. I don't live a low effort life.
It doesn't matter if you're just a hamster running around in a wheel. It doesn't matter.
Okay. I mean,
you're going nowhere.
I'd rather be a hamster running in a wheel or running than a successful entrepreneur running in a shop.
Okay.
I'd rather have a belief system that something's going to become better than a reality.
You'd rather live in dreamland than start a real business. You're in dreamland.
Okay.
You're living a fantasy.
Okay.
There's no basis of success. You're putting down that I started a business.
I didn't put it down. I didn't put it down. I've said that like 3 times. I'm not degrading those perspectives. I'm not degrading it.
Oh, okay.
I think what you do is great, Joe. I'm not saying what you've done is bad. You're judging me. You're making these judgmental statements. I'm simply defending my status.
I'm stating facts. You're a financial failure at this point at 37.
Okay, I'm not. Okay, fine. Once again, I can defend my perspective. I'm not degrading yours.
It's not a perspective. It's not a perspective. Don't twist it around. You're 37 years old, and in the American system, you have no financial security yet.
Okay.
And there's no plan to get out of it.
There's plenty of plans to get out of it, Joe.
Okay. Well, when are we going to turn it around?
You just got to put your head down and keep working and hope for the best.
Hope.
That's all
You're
I do.
going back to hope again.
Yes, you have to have hope.
Nothing I did had hope
involved. You have to have belief, Joe.
No. The belief and hope is BS. I'm talking reality and starting things in financial.
Reality is when you wake up every day and keep trying. That's what most people do.
No. The hope and belief, you have no plan.
No, the plan is to keep going and to keep pursuing what you're building.
But you have no plan. There's no plan in place to succeed. It's just pie in the sky hoping and God's going to come down and save you.
No, it's not hoping, believing that God's going to come and save you. No.
Then what is the plan? Where's the financial stability? Where are you going to own a house?
It's called putting in effort And
So the effort doesn't. You don't get points for effort. You got to succeed.
not in your mind. I understand that.
Well, we're going to talk in circles, and you're going to keep
I
not
understand.
succeeding.
Your
and-
point
but
is you want me to quit whatever I'm doing now and
I didn't say quit. I'm
try
trying to smarten you up. and
do
you-
something different with life or something or whatever.
I didn't say that. You totally
Get a degree,
misunderstand. Your lack
go to
of
a trade.
education.
I should probably go sign
Your
up
lack
for
of
plumbing school
education.
tomorrow. Plumbing, amen. There's real good money in the trade school industry.
That's right. But you're not disciplined enough to go do a trade. You look down on those
Right.
people. You're an entertainer.
I never
you're
looked
above
down
them.
on those people at all. I never said these things at all. I just think that I'm destined to do something different than that. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. I didn't look down on any of those people. You said that, not me.
Joe can go belly up to living in Newsom's. I can go belly up.
I didn't degrade,
Sure.
for the record, anyone watching, I did not degrade anyone who's in a trade school, a manual labor person. I appreciate you people a ton. I think that my path is different than yours. That's all. Joe is
That's
making
right.
these assumptions that are completely different, that are insulting of you, and trying to place my
Oh,
name under
okay.
that statement. That is exactly what you just did. Exactly what you just did, Joe.
I like how
I
you're
didn't
gonna twist it
say I look
around.
down on anybody who goes out there and earns an honest day's wage. Didn't say anything like that. You did. I didn't say that. You tried to say that I said that. That's what you just did.
I like how you're going to try to checkmate me with your
No, that
clever
is
words.
no. That's honestly what I mean. It's all recorded, Joe. That's what you just said. You said I look down on these people. I never said that. That's all. I'm just making sure that statement is clear that I never said that. And that's not what I
No.
feel either. So
You're a man of such high morals, you're going to straighten Joe out.
I'm not talking about high morals. I'm talking about making sure the statement is clear.
Ooh, the statement's clear. Okay, so what?
Well, maybe you didn't know
You
that
just-
statement, I guess. I mean, this is just what I'm saying, I guess, but
You have no, we can talk in circles.
I'm
We're
not
almost
talking
near our
in
1:30 quitting
circles,
time.
but okay.
I don't think Joe understands the money the social media stuff pays people. And if it had money, there
No,
wouldn't be
Joe's
so many
already
people.
broke. Don't say that. That's a lie, because Joe's already asked me for my numbers and asked me about the money and all this stuff. That's why he
Money
asked
is
these
not
things.
about happiness. Oh, I like all these
Don't
people with
listen
their
to him,
theories.
Joe. They're just.
No, I love it. I love it.
God.
I'm going to go belly up.
No, I mean Joe's assessment of what is happening here financially is it's fine. It's justified. It's fine. What Joe is saying is rationality. And that's fine. There's nothing that Joe's saying that is technically wrong.
But this is how we ride. This is how we do.